This is Joe, and this is another video in the training series for the $8 Startup Program. This one is going to be about modify your clone sites. You've got all these different websites and you can make modifications in them. Sometimes if you're an agent, you want to have special verbiage in your site, or if you want to change the city or state of where you're working, you can do that by going into the site. So if I go to my rent-own-buyer site and it says Indianapolis rent-to-buy homes, and I want it to say Kokomo, or I want it to say Fort Wayne, or some other state, or maybe Atlanta, or whatever, wherever I want to work, I can go in and I can modify that myself. And I can do that simply by going into the listing site administrator, going to the edit HTML page, and picking the page that I want to change. The one that's selected here is the rent-own-buyer site that I just showed you. So I can change this to, let's switch it over to, let's change it over to Atlanta. And if I do that there, of course I want to do it down here as well, but I'm not going to take the time to do that. I'm going to save this. And then when I go back to this where it says Indianapolis and I do a refresh, it'll show that it's switched over to Atlanta. So it's very easy to modify. Now, if you don't understand how HTML works, and you can also screw up the flash audio, and you can screw up the forms on here too. So if I screwed something up, let's say I accidentally knocked this out, and I screwed things up and just made a mess of this page and knocked out my form, and my kids messed with it or whatever, it's all screwed up. And now I save that, and I go back to this and try to refresh it. You can see it's all screwed up. Well, I don't want that to stay that way, so what I can go back here is I can restore the original document, which I'll do here, and it'll load in the original document, and I save that, and then I can go back here and I can fix it. So now I'm back to the original, and it'll go back to the default. So you can use this, you can screw it up, and you can still come back and make some changes. There are some things that you can't modify. You can't modify your listing site because the way the listing site works is so dynamic. It works with the PHP instead of HTML. So it's more difficult to do. It is possible to change it because you can use what's called cPanel if you've got somebody who knows how to use cPanel and a good IT person. You've got complete control over all your sites. The thing is, you probably don't want to screw with it. I set it up for a reason, the way that I did it, so that you wouldn't have to mess with it. So anyway, that's the HTML editor and the ability to modify and change the stuff that you've got. You can even add videos to this. You can change the audio that's being sent out. You can do all kinds of things with these sites to update them or change them in any way you want.